All right. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. All right. So we're going to paint on quite a few of these 6 by 6 inch canvases, is what I have today. I have one 4 by 12, these little bit longer 4 by 12s. And then I do have one 8 by 10, but a lot of 6 by 6s and a variety of painting techniques. We're going to do some swipes, some napkin ring pours. I've mixed up some beautiful colors. I have a little bit of the Dazzling Metallics Peacock Pearl, this beautiful metallic kind of turquoise color. I have a little bit of that mixed up here. Just mixed up just normal. I've got 1 part paint, so about 25% paint to 75% Floetrol. And this did not need any water. It was just the perfect consistency after mixing 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol. So what 25% paint, 75% Floetrol is about what this consistent what's needed. So hi Janice, happy Wednesday. So here's the Peacock Pearl. And then I also mixed a little bit of this beautiful color shift, Orchid Flash color shift. And it's mixed up just the same, 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol. So 25% paint, 75% Floetrol. This also did not need any water, and I did not put any silicone in it. Metallics and color shifts, we usually can get a little bit of cells without silicone. Now I do have Folk Arts Vivid Violet that I put some silicone in. And I also have some ultramarine blue. I put some silicone in. So I do have a couple colors with silicone. And what I use for silicone is my treadmill oil. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started with our first one. I was thinking this navy color would be a nice background color. And then we'll do a napkin ring paint pour with some of those colors I just showed that I had mixed up. So, all right, I hope everybody's having a great day, having a great Wednesday. So that is just a navy, I believe it's an Apple Barrel, Real Navy by Apple Barrel, that I'm putting down on this 6 by 6 inch canvas. And I'm just using a palette knife to get it down over the edges. And after the live stream's over, I always check all the edges and make sure that I have it real good, but try to get as much as possible here right now. So yeah, we're just going to take a napkin ring. You can take even any sort of cylinder, a piece of a PVC pipe. You can take toilet paper ring, just like the cardboard toilet paper roll. And so what I have is these little plastic napkin rings. They're from the Dollar Tree. They come 6 in a, and they come 6 per $1 in a package. They're over in like the wedding section. So this Vivid Violet does have silicone. Then we're going to put a little bit of this beautiful Peacock Pearl. Nice metallic color, give a beautiful shimmer. We're going to throw in a little bit of that Orchid color shift. I've got a little bit of this Persian pink. It's a Master's Touch. And we'll throw a little bit of that darker blue in there. And a little bit of white. So, all right. Now what I'm going to do is just take the end of this palette knife and just give it a little bit of a, like almost a figure 8 in there. So, all right. Nobody's chatting on my end. I just hope it's, yep. Awesome. All right. So I'm just kind of feathering this through. Gonna pull this side a little bit further. And then I'm going to get out my, it's just a piece of aquarium tubing that I blow through. kind of the cells are developing on their own. They don't even need, I'll give it a little bit of a torch. And we may tilt it, we may not. We don't have to. Let's see what it looks like here in just a moment. And so on camera, that doesn't show up as well. But let me give you a little bit of a tilt on this. And why is that air bubble just not wanting to, darn thing. So, all right, let me show you, like, you'll be able to see the color shift a little better. Hey, hello, Novella. How are you doing? Oh, awesome. Thank you, Janice. Thank you for sharing that we were live. That's awesome. Thank you. So that has that nice shimmer. The camera does not do it justice. It has a nice shimmer with that peacock pearl and then that color shift. And then the colors with the silicone were the vivid violet and that Persian red also has a little bit of silicone. And well, the three colors from the cups have silicone. So let me get another one over there. Anybody have any special technique they would like to see? Anything in particular? Was thinking about doing a quick little like flip and drag here. Anything anybody wants to see? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I just reuse my cups. So we're going to just reuse cups here. And we're going to put a little bit of, this is a phthalo blue. Just a touch of black. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a flip and drag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a flip cup. And then I'm going to put a little bit of base around the flip cup. And then we're going to kind of drag our paints through that. So this one's clogged. I'm so bad at putting my lids on. I need to, so just a second and we'll get us some turquoise. This is a very small canvas for a flip and drag, but we'll make it work. They actually, a flip and drag works a little bit better on a bigger canvas. This is a kind of a salmony pink. It kind of has an orangey undertone pink, and it's mixed up with a little bit of the magenta from Cheat Paint and a couple other colors. Some purple, and then we'll get a couple of these metallics, and then that's enough paint for this little tiny canvas. But we're going to drag it through some black. This is that orchid color shift. So pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip this. Oh, a cloud pour? Yeah, but we'd have to mix up a little bit of paint, but we could mix up some paint here live. I don't have, so I have them right here, but I don't have them mixed up enamels. But so that's how I've been doing my cloud pours. And then I also got some chalk paint. So let's flip that. We're going to leave that. And now we're going to put black all around. And we're going to kind of pull this while we kind of feather the cup up and kind of drag it through this black. Is what we're going to do. Now this would work even better on like a bigger canvas, but it'll be just fine on this smaller canvas. But yeah, I have been using the enamels for my cloud pours. I've done a couple now that turned out really pretty, but now I'm working on blooms. I have been working on blooms and videos of blooms. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, okay. So now we've got a good black base all the way around. I'm going to now just barely almost kind of like burp it a little bit, but just let a little bit out, kind of drag it through, let a little bit out, just feathering just a little bits out at a time. Kind of why we drag it through. All right, now we're going to stretch that out a bit. All right, and this with the cells and the colors working up through that black, it'll take a moment for it to fully give full effect. But see how it would have really worked a little bit better if we had a bigger canvas. Maybe we'll do another one here in a little bit on a bigger canvas. But so we could really stretch those out. But it's a great way to get a little bit bigger of a cell. And it's a great way to get some little bit of lacing. We've got some, it's hard to really, oh yeah, you can see that. There's a little bit of that shimmery lacing there. Sorry. So, all right. We may grab this one in a little bit and show you again because it's gonna change as it. Just barely pouring that off the edge, pulling that out down over the edge. So, all right. This might have been a fun one to spin as well. Getting the spinner all set up in the next couple days. A DIY spinner thing. So that's been fun. So, all right. We've got a lot of these 6x6 inch. These are really a fun size and they're got these deep sides. They're so fun. So, all right, got a little bit of black on that. Oh, well. So, besides a cloud pour, what would you guys like to see? How about next week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? I'll be live again next week. We're still going to be live for a good hour right now. But next week's live, I'll have some enamels mixed up, some of the chalk paint and enamels and all that, and we'll do some cloud pours on next week's live. So this was one from last week that I did. I just wanted to show you how it dried with that gold. So we did that one last week, and I also did this one last week on the live streams. So those are how those ones, yeah, that is the gold from Cheap Paint is what that one is the gold there. But these dried beautifully. I really like how these turned out, both these. And those are those 6x6s, and those were on last week's live stream. So, all right, let's do a good old just flip cup. Should we just do a flip cup? I haven't done one in a little while. Let me grab a fresh cup here. Not really. Whew. Just a second, guys. Grabbing down a couple new cups. All my cups that I usually just reuse cups, a bunch of them are stuck together, so we just grab down another stack for now. So I don't know why I've noticed the dumb whatchamacallit, autofocus. Autofocus is turned off, but it seems to want to autofocus. So that was Permanent Violet by Cheap Paint. This is Deco Arts Bluegrass Green. Deco Arts, or no, it is Deco Art Americana Vivid Violet with the silicone. Cheap Paint's Ultramarine Blue with silicone. Treadmill oil. And then let's get some little bit lighter color in there. This one is Aqua Sky Apple Barrel. And some good old just white. And that's just Cheap Paint's white. Whew. Just a second. It's wanting to. So I'm going to get a good amount of white. I'm really squeezing hard. And so the harder you squeeze it, the more it's going to go all the way down and kind of mix through. So now we're going to just do a classic good old flip cup. So kind of some mermaid colors, kind of. The canvases are from Michaels. They're Michaels. They just have like their value pack, a 4-pack of these size. And yeah, I did get some of that Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. I did get some, but no, that one was not. That was actually the Cheap Paint gold. I got some of that Extreme Sheen 24 karat because that's what you use in the pearl pours. So I will be filming that video probably over the weekend. So that video may come out next week. I'm not sure because already there's going to be the blooms are coming out real soon. That's that video. And I have some just various other ones. So what I like about taking and only putting a couple of colors silicone is you take some variety of cells. You get some good lacing. If you put a silicone in every color, that's fine too. But you're going to get a ton of little tiny cells. And if that's what you're looking for, that's fine. But if you're looking for a lot bigger cells, I only pick a couple colors. And usually it's kind of the darker colors. And I put a couple drops of silicone only in those colors. But see, we're getting more cells kind of pop up all around as it. Make sure I get all them corners. But kind of a mermaidy look. I get on online on Michaels. I buy a lot of my stuff on the internet on Michaels.com. Have it delivered. Yeah, I get the majority of my regular everyday rectangular and square canvases at Michaels. But then if I'm going for like circle or hexagon or oval canvases, I tend to get those over at Hobby Lobby. But Michaels has all the just basic, just square, rectangle, great. And you always look for the cells. Michaels tends to have quite a few cells. So, yeah. All right. I'd like to do a beach. Let me push a little bit of room here. I was thinking about doing a beach kind of. Let me make some room on this big old table I got, but all right. So, I actually think I'm going to go vertical with this one. Okay, guys, just a second. There we go. Yeah, we get a lot of ours online if your local one doesn't have it. I haven't been to the local Michaels in so long. So, all right, I'm going to do kind of a ocean with a sunset. Okay, guys? So just a minute. I'm going to do that, just kind of a swipey. Pretty much my favorite pour here. Do lots of these. So I just take and put various blues just go through and I have that aqua sky. This is cobalt blue hue, that ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, just a tad cobalt blue, and then we're going to put just a tad white in there for the surf. So, all right, that's our ocean. And we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to take my finger. Oh, we're going to put a little bit of white. I'm going to take my finger. I'm just going to swipe. I kind of want to do more finger swipes here in just a minute. I'll show you some more. But you can just use your finger to swipe. Okay, so there's our ocean. Really? you were wanting an ocean with a sunset? Awesome, awesome. Okay, good. So here we've got some yellow, and this is Cheap Paint's lemon yellow. And then we have Cheap Paint's orange yellow, and we just want a little bit because that's kind of a brighter yellow. And then we have, I believe this is like carrot or something. We've got to get a little bit of that in there. And then we have that salmony pink we used earlier. It's kind of a orangey pink. And you know what would be really pretty is this color shift. Let's get a little bit of shimmer in that sunset. But we got to bring the sunset down just a little bit to the ocean. So just a second. Let's get some more oranges and yellows. So we got the cadmium yellow hue from Cheap Paint. And we're getting a little bit more. So I just put a variety of yellows and oranges and kind of go up into the pinks. And just a second, let me grab, I have a few more yellows and oranges here. And then I'm going to literally just drag my fingers through this just like I did. Oh, I was looking for the orange. I just saw the orange I want. Tropic Orange by Apple Barrel. Oh, this doesn't want me to have some, but I'm going to get some. This is that Tropical Orange by Apple Barrel. So I just put streaks of orange and pinks and across. Okay, a little bit more of that darker orange. And then we need a darker pink. Or you know what? We're just going to go into some blue up here. Okay. So, oh, thank you. I love to do these. These are so fun, but everybody kind of has their take on the whole thing. I haven't seen too many people do like a swiping their fingers through. So I don't want the colors to muddy too much, but I do want them to blend. So I went ahead and wiped my finger there because I'm going to kind of bring this up more into it instead of bringing it down into, if that makes any sense. And so the darkest orange had some silicone. What else? I don't know. I think that may have been the only one with silicone on this. Okay, let me go ahead and I like to go in and just kind of so we can bring the yellow down to that surf here just a second. And I'm kind of wiping my finger every so often and then just dragging it through, wiping it kind of clean. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, I wish I had some, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix it up myself. I'm going to mix up some really light yellow. We're just grabbing a cup. We're getting our lightest yellow, and then we're going to put a little bit of white in it. We want it a little bit lighter. Hey, Serendipity Soul Fluid Art with Jan. Welcome, Jan. Thank you for coming. We just did this by swiping through with just the fingers. It's just a little 8 by 10 inch little sunset. I'm getting a little bit of a lighter yellow mixed up, trying to get some white out of that one. We'll grab another white here. And I use this when I say cheap paint. This is the brand. I love it, love it, love it. So... and I don't get paid for any, not a sponsored or an affiliate or anything. I just love the paint. But we are just mixing up this white to get a little bit of a lighter white here. I mean, a lighter yellow, kind of at the horizon, a little bit lighter. And now that we've put white in, it's a little bit thicker. I'm not going to put any more paint, Floetrol to thin it down. You could if you wanted to, but I want it a little bit thicker because I'm going to bring that down and I don't want it mixing in and making like a green with that ocean. Just putting it up against here, and then I'll bring my finger in and kind of blend it a little bit better. All right, let's fix up that center of that moon or sun or moon. It depends on if it's a sunrise or a sunset here. It could be really either one. And we do have, the camera doesn't really pick it up, but there's a little bit of that color shift going around about this area. So, but see, we got only an issue right here. Our horizon comes down just a tiny bit, but go ahead and make sure you have a clean finger. It's almost easier to do these without the gloves, but it still works. But we had a little bit, so we're just fixing the horizon right in here. So you could come in and you could put a little bit more detail of ocean waves in here. You can do it right now while it's dry. You could come in if it's wet and do it. You can come in right now while it's wet, or you can wait till it dries and come in with some ocean waves. It's totally up to you. I am going to go ahead. We can see a little bit of canvas peeking through here. So I am just going to put just a little bit of paint here and kind of blend that in well, because I could see just the canvas trying to peek through a little bit. So, all right. So that's kind of a sunset. I was looking for a lighter kind of a purple in here. I'm not too happy with the blend of those colors. I'm not sure what I should do there. I'll just leave it for now, though. So I'm going to go ahead and move this aside, and we're going to do some other, just a little bit of finger swipes through some black on this longer canvas here. I'll show you. So, oh, thank you. Awesome. All right, let me set that aside and spill our pink here. No, we're all right. So, all right. So we just got this, we'll turn it that way. It kind of 4 by 12. Get all those sunset colors put away now. We're going to do it on a black background here. That might be better going this way, actually. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So we're going to do black, Should we do a stretch swipe? We'll do a stretch swipe. So this is what I call it, kind of a stretch swipe. We're going to put just not all the way to the edge because we're going to stretch it to the edge. We're just putting a nice good layer of our base color down. They're all mixed the same with the Floetrol. No silicone in our base color. So quite a bit of black there. Now we're going to put a little bit of that Vivid Violet. A little bit of that Color Shift Orchid Flash. The Vivid Violet has our silicone. Oh, thank you. You guys are pretty great as well. So then we're going to take a little bit of our, now the colors in these cups are what I have silicone in. So this one and that first one. And let's see. Let's go ahead and throw in just a little bit of purple. And then a little bit of this Aqua Sky. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swipe through that. Nice clean palette knife. Wipe my palette knife off. I like these lightweight, just cheapo ones. We're going to kind of just lightly swipe through that. I'm going to grab a little bit of the black and swipe black up over. And we're going to go, I'm looking at it, trying to figure out what I want to do. I think I'm going to go back over some of it. Now stretch it out, and it'll start popping up out of there. Stretching it right down over the sides. These are those deep, deep canvases. So I'm not sure. Let's see what the camera, oh, the camera is picking it up. Sometimes these shimmery metallics are really hard to pick up on camera. So all right. I don't want to stretch it too much more. Kind of awkward on this thing. It doesn't want to sit there level. So I am going to go ahead and just bring some black here to this edge. Most of all the other edges got covered. And then I'm going to bring out my handy dandy aquarium tubing. And I'm just going to blow a few areas, not too much. I'm going to actually torch it real quick. It is kind of intergalactic, isn't it? It's a little bit galaxy, and it's going to just really pop on the color shift once it dries. I'll show you guys maybe next week's pour. It'll be dry, but not what they call cured. So, but I'll be able to show dry enough to show you next week. Just kind of stretching this back this way a little bit. But there we go. There's a kind of a galaxy somewhat. Let's get these out of the way. And then let's do a fun, colorful swipe here. So it's got a nice shimmer to this one. It's kind of hard to show y'all live, but I will show you that one dry next week. So we got another 6 by 6 inch, and I'm going to do what I kind of call, I don't know, a whimsy swipe. Or so what I do is I just, well, actually I have silicone in that. So I'm going to grab, this is cobalt blue, put a little bit of that down in just various areas all over the canvas. And then we're going to swipe through that. So a lot of swipes will be done maybe like in stripes, or swipes will be done like at the center of the canvas. They can be done in so many different ways, but I like to do this one just kind of whimsically, just all over. Kind of sticking with similar colors today. This is that beautiful bluegrass green. Gonna get some white down. That vivid violet had the silicone. We'll get another color with silicone in there. I want to let's go over something kind of crazy and fun. Let's throw some of this lime green in there. All right. Now just finish off with a little bit, because this has silicone, so we got the two colors with silicone in there. Just throwing down quite a bit of paint, but we'll swipe a little bit up over the edges as well. So yes, I do let cure for the 4 weeks. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so not lately. It's been very dry here, but normally it's very wet here. So we definitely here in the Pacific Northwest, I would say there may be places in the country you can get away with just doing 2 weeks, you know, if it's a super dry, arid, where you're not humid area, really an arid area, you could probably get away with 2 weeks, especially during the summer. But no, I have to wait the 4 weeks for sure. It is just way too moist here. And I just want to be safe. I've here a couple weeks ago, we had this extreme heat, and we probably could have gotten away with it, but I was too scared to. We still wait the 4 weeks. And I varnish with mainly polyacrylic. Going to stretch that out just a little bit, but not too much. Just mainly to get it down over the sides. Another one that would be great on the new spinner. So that is exciting, that video coming soon. So that is just kind of a whimsy swipe. It's kind of a busy one. It looks really fun on as a background or a bigger canvas sometimes. Perfect. Ugh. And little cells will pop up a little bit more there. We could give it a torch. But just a super tropical. So what I kind of will do here is we pulled it down just a little too much. Break that up just a little bit, and then it won't look so pulled down. Just by like a touch of your glove, even. That's what I sometimes will do there. Like a grandma's scarf. Oh, awesome. Yes. Did I miss a joke, Nuvala? Oh, yeah. Death Valley 20 minutes, especially lately. Oh, my God. Yes, definitely. It's probably too quick. You may even have problems with it drying on you too quick in areas like that, I would assume. So yeah, I just kind of do like almost a little finger, like almost like you would do a balloon dip. But my gloves are so long usually, unless I pull them right. But you can just go just a little, and so it looks like it's kind of just pulling over the edge too much. If you kind of do that in a couple spots, it almost makes it breaks that up, and it makes it not look like that so much. And that's just kind of something that I do. It's just a preference of mine, but definitely don't have to. So, all right, now I wanted to do one that is black I wanted to do a black background. And then I was going to take this beautiful pink, and it is it's pink, but it's Persian. Sorry, guys, I just mixed this black up too. It shouldn't have. I always strain my Floetrol, but it had yuckies in it. So anyways, I want to do kind of another one of those stretch swipes, but I'm going to do it on this square canvas, and I'm going to do it with this Persian red. It's a real beautiful, nice pink, but that's what it's actually called, is Persian red. So I'm going to put a little bit through the middle, and then just a little bit that we're going to swipe through on this side. That had silicone. Then we have this Orchid Flash. The Appalachian Mountain Chain. Oh, what a beautiful area. But yes, very damp. But a hot summer. Yeah, we've had a hot summer this year as well in the Northwest. Yeah, it would be a nice one to do, like to make paint in brushwork to bubbles, like kind of give some shadow bubbles to make it look like Bubbles 3D on top. That would be a good one to do that. Or I've seen also like paint in kind of a silhouette of flowers, making a kind of 3D flowers, since it kind of was a garden vibe to it. Yeah, great idea. So just throwing a little bit of this Orchid Flash down there. And then what do you guys think? I'll let you guys decide. Should we go in with gold or should we go in with silver? Because I think we should do one over the other. Gold or silver? What do you guys think? Friend in Las Vegas paints outside. Oh, yeah, Vegas, especially certain times of the year. This time of the year in Vegas could be hard to paint, especially outside. Yep. Some really nice black and white cameras from Artistro. Okay, where do you get those? Online? Is it their own website? So we got one vote for silver, one vote for gold. Are we going to have to do a little of each? All right, let's see what you guys say. So Artistro, is that its own website? Sometimes I like to play around with a little bit of gold and a little bit of silver together. So far, one vote for each. Anyone else? Any tiebreakers? Silver, partial to silver. All right, I think we should do some silver. So this time we'll do silver. We'll do an orange, pink and gold one here soon, though. Pink and gold is pretty, but let's do some silver. So you can already see some cells floating on the edges of that pink. That first Persian red, it had the silicone. Only that color, just like a drop or two of silicone. So we're going to take our smaller one this time, our smaller little palette knife. We're going to just kind of drag through various and back through a little bit. Wiping it off every so often, but we won't muddy it up. We mainly want to wipe it off when you're going to have issues with muddying colors, but these colors, what I like to say, play well together. So we're going to stretch this out, remember. I got a little bit of that pink just on my knife here, and I'm just going to pull a little bit of just that pink through the top. Just in a couple areas. All right. So now we're going to stretch that out. So I'm pulling it off the corner and then kind of back to the center. Off the next corner, kind of back to the center. Off the next corner, and it kind of just goes over the edge. You know, you just worry about the corners and it'll get its way to the... Some nice, beautiful silver and that color flash lacing. just getting those sides. It's just so much easier to get those sides right now. So, all right, let me get my hands clean now. All right, so that's kind of stretched out. Hey, Charlene, how are you doing? So the only colors that had silicone is this Master's Touch Persian Red. That's the only one that had silicone. And I have it, let me show you. I did get a little bit of black in there, but it's kind of almost on the thinner side, just slightly thinner. It's about 25% paint, 65% Floetrol, and about 10% water is what we got in here. And like 2 drops of treadmill oil. I use the Spot On treadmill oil. And so that is the only color that had silicone. Nothing else had silicone in that one. So thank you. Thank you. And this one will dry just so pretty. So welcome, Charlene. So, all right, some newbies, a couple of names that I don't recognize to the channel today. So awesome. Thank you guys for stopping by. Oh, good. I'm so glad you caught me live too. I took a couple weeks off of the live stream. We went camping and we went down to Roseburg, Oregon to the Oregon Wildlife Safari. And so we were able to get out and do a couple of outings and stuff. And so now we've been back live. I was live last week. I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of room here, guys, because the next one's going to be a little bit bigger one. So we're going to make some room for that. Then I actually can make, I'm going to do one more of this 6x6 here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back here on the drying rack. Tuck this one aside, but you can see that color shift. So yeah, we went camping and then we did we went to the Oregon Wildlife Safari. And then we were live again last week. So that was kind of nice. So, all right, we're going to do, let's do a flip cup. Or no, we're going to do kind of a dirty pour. I just grabbing any cup. This color has silicone. I only put silicone in a couple of colors usually. We're going to do a dirty pour and then we might kind of those same colors we did the Whimsy Swipe with. And this is that Peacock Pearl. So I'm literally just going to go diagonal across the canvas. Real quick before I do that, though, I'm going to take this, might clean it off a little, and I'm just going to do like a quick, wasn't even a full figure 8, just kind of a 360. And then I'm going to go diagonals. Yeah, Heather Mader, she lives pretty close to me. And Stephanie Bergeron was actually in the same town I live in. So yeah, they both live probably within half hour from me. Yep. That's kind of funny. Yeah, we do have a lot of people that live right close here. Well, this is a Vancouver, Portland metro area. I live kind of in one of the outskirts of Vancouver. I live up in Washington near Portland. But yeah, both those artists live super close to me. It was funny. I didn't realize that Stephanie lived. I knew Heather did because she had talked about Portland a few times and a few different events in Portland. So I knew she lived in Portland, but I did not know Stephanie lived in Vancouver actually until she posted, I think it was year before last, but she posted a snowstorm and I'm like, wow. That looks like awful close to the area we're at. And yeah, she lives real close. It's kind of funny. So just stretching this over the edge, but trying to keep the definition of the cells going to go ahead and just help it out by giving a little bit of that main color here on this last edge. Didn't quite have enough paint that I would have liked to. But yeah, they live pretty close. Now I give it a little bit of a torch there. And bring it, help it get down over the edges. And there'll be a little bit more peeking up through, and then we'll help it with the aquarium tubing as well. All right, got the aquarium tubing. Just going to go ahead and you know what? I'm going to adjust the tip of my see that green popping up through that kind of violet? That's kind of fun. And see this, it looks greener, but it's really more teal. It's that pearl. So this is all metallic. Just kind of pulling a little bit of that green up through by blowing hard. I'm pulling that up. So all right. Old timber and mining town. Yeah, the fire's so dry down there. Did you say your daughter, I believe, lives down there? I hope they're safe this fire season. Oh, the fires are terrible. Yes. Oh, but thankfully we have amazing people that are on the fire lines, and oh, so thankful for everything they do, because whew, what would we do without them? So many amazing souls that get on those fire lines. So yeah, the fire threat is huge, but thankfully they've been able to jump in and get a lot of them out. So hopefully they won't have any fire danger this year, or if they do, it'll be short and quick and everybody will be safe. So many amazing people. So, all right, just making a little bit more room, getting ready to pull out a 10 by 20 here. Last year, the fires got somewhat close to us, closest they've ever been, but the smoke, oh my gosh, the smoke was terrible. So I'm kind of slowly letting this one sit here. I don't know if you guys are seeing a lot more popping up through. So I did put a lot of that metallic. That metallic is heavy, that pearl, that peacock pearl. And you can kind of see some of it is sinking down through, but we're still going to have ribbons of it because I was kind of thick on it. It's a little bit thicker in consistency, and I put quite a bit of it in when I put in. So there's kind of thicker ribbons of it. So some is sinking down through, but we're still going to have some of it. Just not as much as when I first poured it. You can kind of see. So, all right, going to go ahead and move this one aside. And then we're going to do our last one for today, guys. But next week, we're going to have that enamel mixed up, chalk paint, and we're going to do some cloud pours. So, all right, we got a 10 by 20. Just a moment. Let me get everything out to get that going. So we've got make a little bit more room here. And so I'm going to go ahead and put it, I just put them up on the yogurt cups. Great way to recycle those. All right, guys, we are going to lift the camera. So the camera's going to move. I hope just a moment. Hope it doesn't dizzy y'all. Get it back in focus. Sorry about that for just a moment. All right, a little bit bigger of a canvas, so we had to get it back in focus. So, all right, I'm going to do a double napkin ring pour on this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of stretch it out. So we got that real navy or true navy or real navy. It's an apple barrel color. I'm not sure if it was real navy, true navy, something like that. But it's a pretty, and it kind of dries matte. It's one of their colors, some dry very matte, some dry more glossy. Even if they say, you know, just some of them are very matte. And this one kind of is, meaning no gloss, no shine to it. Okay. Probably going to need actually quite a bit more. So, all right. Yeah, I go live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So we'll be live again next Wednesday. But the following Wednesday, I will not be live. But then again, the next. So it's almost the next couple weeks. I dropped it right in the, making a mess here. But so it's almost every other Wednesday this coming up for this next few weeks. We'll be live the next Wednesday, not the following Wednesday. We're going to schedule them, so you'll see them all scheduled here in the next couple days. But I believe it's the 3rd or the 4th we will not be live. Just spreading that out. That color did not have silicone. I tend to not put it in the background colors. So we're going to use a napkin ring. I'm thinking about using 2 of them, really. You can use a toilet paper roll on this one. That was a beautiful one for this. I like these 10 by 20s. They're a fun size. Super fun size. Oh, okay, you got to run. All right, Jen, thank you so much for stopping by. Awesome, thank you. So we are going to do, I think we'll just do 1 napkin ring. I was thinking about doing a double napkin ring, but we'll just do 1. Same color combinations. That's that ultramarine blue, peacock pearl, vivid violet, some of this orchid flash. Such a pretty color shift color. Let's get some aqua deep. Some of that lighter pink would be a nice contrast. That pink that's kind of almost a salmony pink. Let's throw gold in this one. We threw, the last one had some of that silver. We'll put gold in this one. So we got quite a bit, guys. So we're just going to feather this across. So I'm lifting this really high. The reason I'm lifting this really high is I've got lots of silicone, not lots of silicone. I've got 2 or 3 drops, but it's the color with the most silicone. So I'm lifting up really high, trying to get it to kind of mix throughout. If you pour it real close to the surface, it just stays mainly at the surface. If you lift, it starts to push through. So we've almost got it full there. We don't need much more. So, all right. Now we're going to just feather and kind of pull it across. Yeah, we were going to do a double ring, but I started filling that one up too much. We might still do a double. I've got another one here, but we might already have too much paint on this one. We'll see how much this one. I'm going to kind of go up. We'll see. We might do two. Yeah, we're going to do two probably. Nah, I don't know. It's kind of fun to have, when you get two going, then you kind of have this contrast of that background color in the middle. And I'm trying to go a little bit different combination of colors. I mean, it's same colors, but different order of colors. It's kind of fun to see the difference, how that makes. Okay, now we're going to stretch that out. Just a second, clean up where my hands mucked it up over here. All right, let's give it a little torchy. Oh, you got the black flash? I don't think I have that one. I've mainly gotten kind of in the pink and purple color flash range. I was looking at some, they look like they have a lot more maybe than when I shopped for them. I kind of shopped from, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago. And I don't know if they had that black flash one. I'll have to check it out again. So what color combination have you done the black flash one? What would that look good with? I'm thinking like a galaxy pour maybe. I'm not sure. So all right, I am going to just get this kind of over the edge just a tiny bit. And then just kind of mix in that just a tiny bit, but still leaving that blue. So, all right. I'm not sure. I almost have like an orangey color. I know I used that pink that's kind of a salmon pink, but with whatever it mixed with, it almost came out orangey after that. More, oh, the gold. I bet you it is the gold. So when it dries, it'll probably dry a little bit more gold. But yeah, it almost mixed with the colors with the pinks that it was next to. The gold is coming off a lot more orange than it. But I love it. I'm liking it. Oh, you did ring pours with it. Oh, yeah, that would be pretty. The color shifts, doing ring pours with the color shifts is very pretty. Yes. It's a great, the color shift color. I do not like to do flip cups with the color shift, but there's a few techniques, the color shift, the ring pours with color shift, something like this with color shift. Dutch pours, you're kind of going to lose your color shift. So flip cups, you kind of lose your color shift, but I like it on like ring pours, this, where your colors stay a little bit more defined, don't mix so much. Hey, Mr. Doughboy, how are you doing? How long does it cook one of them? Maybe did I miss you coming in and Bagfish, you went at the fair. Oh my gosh. I would assume not very long. They're kind of tiny. You know what? We had one of those goldfish from the fair, and usually, they don't last but a couple weeks. We had one that lived like 5 years, 5.5 years. That thing got to be like, what would you say about, I don't know, about 4 inches. About 4 inches, 4.5 with the full tail. That was the funniest thing. That goldfish lived for a long time, and it was just one of those fair goldfish, But oh, Mr. Doughboy, how you been? Sushi. Yeah, it's probably more worth just doing sushi, Oh my gosh. Did you go to the fair? Ours is canceled here in our town. They canceled the fair, but I mean, I completely understand. So, but yeah, we've been live now about a little over an hour. So this was actually our last one for today, but I'll stay and chat for a few more minutes. It's been a great live stream. So awesome of all you guys. Thank you guys for always being around. You guys are so fun. Always kind of make me laugh and put a good smile on my face. So that's always good. Yeah, they are carp, actually, aren't they? They are technically in the carp family. So I guess smoking them would be the best. So, yeah. Oh, we had one that Janice says she has one that lived for 9 years, reached to be 13 inches. That is so awesome. To be honest, ours was in a regular, I think, 20-gallon tank. So I bet you if it was given more space, it would have, it was only with a couple other fish in there, but I bet you it would have maybe gone a little bit bigger, but I probably stunted its growth keeping it in a 20-gallon. But that's awesome. 9 years. Good for you. Mr. Doba, you're good? We're doing well. We're doing pretty good. We were able to go camping week before last. So that was super nice to get out off the grid, 2 or more hours away from any cell phone service. And it's right on a lake. There was no campfires. It's too dry here. But it was an amazing, amazing week of camping, nice tent camping. And we did try to fish a little. We didn't catch anything. They don't stock those lakes, and they haven't stocked that lake in probably 30 years. So I just think there's not much anything left in that because, but it is kind of very rural way out there. It's near the Mount Adams National Forest. It was an amazing time. It was so nice to get out camping. So yeah, koi live many years, and they also are carp. Yes, yes. We have a friend who owns a little like country store, and in the back of the country store, they have a little man-made pond that they put in, and they put in some koi. Gosh, 20 years ago or so. Those koi are just gorgeous. I mean, they're probably longer than this 20-inch, just about this 20-inch canvas. There's a couple of big old granddaddies in there that are probably even bigger than this 20-inch canvas. And there's some gorgeous, just varieties of colors. There's some that are like real white with like orange and black spots, and some more blacker ones with orange spots, and just a real variety of colors. But it's a little like country store that our friends own. And then in the back, they put this little like man-made pond and kind of a seating area with some picnic tables where you can go back there and eat and kind of watch the koi and stuff. But those koi, yeah, they've lived at least 20 years in that pond. They're huge. But they're beautiful, beautiful. And it's a beautiful little spot to sit and picnic tables around it and stuff. Yeah, they had some catfish as well. I don't know. We haven't been up there. We should make a drive up there and check it out. That's a good little spot we should go. We haven't done in, gosh, quite some time. But yeah, it's always nice to go on a little drive out, kind of middle of nowhere and stuff like that. But we live pretty rural in the middle of nowhere. So, all right, I'm going to show you a couple of these that we did today. So we did this one. And that's kind of how it's been spreading out. Loving this one. Let me show you this one. It's showing kind of white on the camera, but that is kind of the pink and the color shift orchid flash. So it's got some shimmery pink and some just to that lighter pink, kind of rosy pink. But those are the ones I can reach right now. In case you weren't in here earlier, here's one of the ones from last week and how it dried. This was done with the world's smallest leaf blower. And then this one, I believe, was a dirty pour, just a regular, normal dirty pour. And this gold is that cheap gold, cheap acrylic paints. Beautiful how it dried, just nice and bright. I like how this one dried. Just a variety of turquoises, blues, phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, some blue cotton, some Key West. So those were from last week. So some of these we did today, I will try to show you next week. So, but yeah, so it's been nice to get out and go camping. Now I am just craving a beach trip, hoping something like that next month, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So, all right, guys, this was my last day's video. I try to keep it about an hour, but so yeah, we did a good variety. But to be prepared for next week, is there any, we're going to do some cloud pours. Anything else anybody would like to request any colors or techniques for next week? Because I'll go ahead and make sure and put it on the list to make sure we have everything mixed up. So next week, we'll mix up some of these enamels. We'll mix up some enamels. We'll mix up some with the chalk paint. I am liking the mixture of the enamels with a little bit of the chalk paint. It gives a little bit more of that wispy cloud effect. You can do it with just the enamels and Floetrol and a little bit of water. I did a video on that. It works just fine. But if you add just a touch of that chalk paint in there, I think it's the little bit added little touch. But I do have a video on that coming out real soon. So, oh, that might have been a mistake because there are the red carp. Carp are pretty invasive. So that might have been a mistake dropping the red carp. Yeah, I can see they might fix the issue right now of the algae, but then you get the issue. They're so invasive. They'll take over. So, oh, yeah, that could be an issue. Yeah, so I researched the milk paint and what the difference between milk paint and chalk paint is. So I hadn't seen milk paint in stores for quite some time. For some reason, when it first came out, there was milk paint. And then for some reason, I have not actually seen in my area milk paint in quite some time. Now I see a lot of chalk paint. A lot of the people that do the, like, upcycle the furniture and go to thrift stores and buy furniture and then make it like kind of redo it with kind of that chippy look. They use a lot of the chalk paint to do that, to make it kind of the farmhouse style, which I just think is beautiful. Sometimes it can be overdone, but most of the time it's beautiful. But so yeah, from what I can research, milk paint tends to be just the same exact thing. Chalk paint and milk paint is the same thing, but milk paint tends to come in powder form, is what I read, and you got to mix it up yourself. And chalk paint is already mixed up. But I've read it's pretty much same thing, pretty much very, very similar. They said there was a slight difference in the ingredients because there's the chalk paint is already mixed up, so it has a little bit different of an emulsifier to keep it kind of mixed up. But because I saw your comment, Novala, and I was like, oh yeah, milk paint. Because I remember back about 20 years ago, I worked in a craft store, a little local craft store, and that milk paint was the thing then. And but I have not seen milk paint, and so I was looking it up and researching it. But from what I understand, it's pretty much just milk paint is the powdered form of chalk paint. But oh, does it smell bad? Okay, yours is liquid. Okay. Yeah, the chalk paint, the matte, the chalk paint and the milk paint are very, very matte. They have no shimmer, no shine to them, not glossy at all. But that really lends really well for the cloud pours. So it works perfect for cloud pours to have a very, very matte color. Yeah, we have what's called the pike minnow, and that's our invasive species of fish. They actually pay you to fish for pike minnow here. So yeah, big numbers of the carp in Lake Michigan. I think I read a story about that, how about them being invasive. We also have the southern, like the crawdads from the south are a different species of our crawdads here in the Northwest. And they are invasive to up here. They're a little bit smaller and quicker crawdad, and the crawdads from the south have come up here, and a lot of it has been teachers having like projects with classrooms, and then they release the crawdads into the wild after they're done with their classroom project with the crawdad, and unfortunately they're invasive. And they killed off a lot of our native crawdads that are a bigger variety, but a much slower variety. So those ones from the south were able to come in and kind of kill off our native ones. So it's really sad. When I was a kid, we were able to get lots and lots of crawdads, but now you barely see any. But yeah, invasive species are so scary. It's terrible. I love all the things that chefs are doing to try to make invasive species for their area, the different invasive species all over the different regions. For whatever invasive species of their area, the chefs are trying to get it more, cook it more and get it more of a thing to be on menus and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. So we can try to get some of them fished out and foraged and harvested, and whatever needs to happen with them, because there's lots of plant invasive species as well. But I am super passionate about all that sort of stuff. So but yeah, I'm just using these folk art enamels, and then I'll show you the chalk paint that I'm using. Just a moment. And then the chalk paint I got at Walmart, and the chalk paint is these ones. These are just a matte chalk. It's by Plaid, Waverly, but they have a variety of different colors of these as well. So yeah, they are kind of creepy but delicious, aren't crawdads? They're pretty creepy but delicious. Yeah, the pike minnow program is really neat. You get paid to fish, and you get paid, like you start out with the first, I think, 100 or something that you fish, you get $5. Then the more that you fish, the more you get paid. And then there's even some that are marked or tagged, and you can get a ton of much, like $500 and stuff, but there's only a few of those. So it's kind of interesting. So, but yep, boil them up like a lobster and dip them in that garlic butter. That's definitely, but that's a lot of my childhood. Nowadays, we cannot find crawdads like that here. I mean, we would find like 3 or 4, nothing that anybody can really eat too many. But when I was a kid, we could find buckets and buckets, but not anymore, sadly. There's just not that many. So, all right, guys, we did a sunset. We did a dirty pour, a flip and drag, a stretch swipe. We did just all kinds. A napkin ring, a double napkin ring. Lots of different paint pours today. But this is kind of the end of today's live stream. So, she says, "Oh no, you're gone." I don't know. Did I? But I am going, but I don't think we're gone just yet. But yeah, people here have made a career over the pike minnow fishing. Especially some retired guys have, that's what all they do is to fish for the pike minnows, and they make some good money. But yep. So all right, guys, I will be live again next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So next Wednesday afternoon, I will be live and we'll do some cloud pours. We'll just do a variety of different stuff next Wednesday. That's what I kind of like to do, is just do whatever comes to mind and just do a variety and just have a good time chatting with you guys, because it is so fun chatting with you guys. And I really, really appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for hanging out and supporting us. You guys are all so awesome, awesome, awesome. So I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. And you guys have an awesome, awesome week. And I will have a few videos coming out. But in the meantime, we'll see you next live stream next Wednesday. You have an awesome week. Have an awesome weekend. And thank you guys so much for hanging out. And be the change you want to see in the world, guys. Be the change you want to see in the world. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.